Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's still morning here where I am. I hope everyone is fine. Golden Grace here. What a beautiful day. God has woken us up again. We are here to be together again. God bless us all. Thank you. Well, today's topic is going to be, what is Jamaican enough? I'm going to do a story time about what I've experienced in my life, about having Jamaican parents and being born in America. Okay, as I've explained to you guys before, we lived in London, England from 1962 to 1968. And we came back here to the United States in 1968. Initially, our parents had us living with relatives, and then we moved into our own apartment. And we lived there for 2 years or so. And my parents saved up enough money to have us move out further on Long Island. Well, not further, not too far from the two cities weren't far from each other. But we moved to a town called Roosevelt, Long Island. Roosevelt, Long Island, look it up. Roosevelt, Long Island is 1.5 square mile town. And it is a town full of people of color, pretty much American blacks at that time. There was a lot of white flight going on. So it was a city or town that was all populated with people of color. Now, I can't say that my parents were redlined to go there, meaning that the real estate agent took them there particularly because he had a cousin. My dad has a cousin living in Roosevelt. And he followed him there. And he'd already lived there before. I believe when we were born in the early 60s, they lived in the house with them. So they went back to Roosevelt, Long Island. Roosevelt, Long Island is a very a quaint place, but like I said, it's actually Long Island is a very segregated place, very segregated. Most people of color live in Roosevelt, Long Island. Somehow they have them all there, and that's where we were. So we weren't very welcomed because my brother and I, coming from England, I was 8, he was 7. We had British accents. And so we had these British accents, and the children that we were around playing with and in school, they didn't like us. They never liked us at all. It was bad. They treated us so bad. They were unmerciful to us. I tell you, mean, mean, mean. Never embraced us. So we would go to school. I remember the teacher would have me reading all the time because she wanted to hear that British brogue, the British accent. And I would read and read because she would choose me to read. Well, the other students didn't like it. They wanted to fight me. They didn't like me. My brother had the same issue. When we'd be outside playing and my mom would come outside and say, Denise and Junior, time to come in now and tidy. Tidy? Ha 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 ha. What's that word, tidy? You know, every little thing became an issue. And of course, tidy bowl, the toilet bowl cleaner hadn't come out yet. So they didn't know the word tidy. Come on. But anyway, they didn't know it. So they teased us and teased us and teased us. So here we were with our British accents trying to fit in, but it didn't work. So my brother and I came together, the one that's, my Irish twin, and we said, let's lose our accent the best we can. Let's make sure we lose our accent so no one's teasing us anymore. We don't get teased in school. No one wants to pick on us. No one wants to trouble us. And so we did our best, of course. But you know that if you had achieved that accent and you reached puberty, we hadn't reached puberty yet, we would have kept that accent. But because we hadn't reached puberty yet, we were able to pretty much lose the accent. So here we were without the British accent. Here we were with Jamaican parents. And here we were around American blacks. We didn't fit in anywhere. If you were around the Jamaicans, oh, you're Yankee. You're not fit in. We knew we didn't fit in. It was like, we're Yankee. If we met them in school, we were Yankees. If we were going around the Americans, they didn't like us because we were different, of course. So it's like, we're different. So we don't like you either. You weren't British anymore because you didn't have the British accent. And then your own relatives, your own Jamaican relatives didn't like you either. Like they respected us because of our father, uncle, uncle, but they didn't really like us. We didn't fit in. So here we were in this quandary of, where do we fit in? And why is it that Jamaicans do that to the those that are born here. Why do they do that? That's the question I have. Why do they do that? Why is it that if you are Japanese heritage, you can be American Japanese? If you're Italian heritage, you can be Italian American. If you are Chinese, you can be American Chinese, Chinese American. But if you're Jamaican, somehow you can use the term, but somehow you don't get allowed in. You understand what I mean? You don't get allowed in. So what is Jamaican enough? What is Jamaican enough for Jamaicans? I don't know. I don't know if I want to infringe upon the term racism, but I don't want to infringe on it. But our whole life we've been like, what is this? What is this? You're not Jamaican enough, you know. You're not Jamaican enough. If you're in Jamaica, you're from foreign. You're not Jamaican enough. If you're here, you're a Yankee. You're not Jamaican enough. What is Jamaican enough? Why do the Jamaicans that are born in Jamaica don't embrace the ones that are born abroad, or don't embrace the ones that are born in America? What is that? So we always wondered about this, and we're always in this, you know, predicament and this quandary in our minds. We didn't mind going around our relatives, but we kind of knew our position. We weren't really accepted. Anyway, so that's the question I want to have answered by many of you. What is that? Why do you do that? Is it I don't know. I don't know. You don't let us in. You don't let us in. But it is what it is, right? So back to Roosevelt. Roosevelt, this little tiny town, 1.5 square miles of most people of color. Now the Hispanics are moving in, but they're not Hispanic, Puerto Rican Hispanic. They are different. They're El Salvadorian Spanish, Guatemalan Spanish, Nicaragua, Central American Spanish are moving in, and they have a different way about them. They have a different way about them, but they're moving into Roosevelt, but still predominantly a black town. So a lot of celebrities from Roosevelt, though. We have a lot of celebrities from Roosevelt, and I have a list here. Public Enemy is from Roosevelt, Chuck D and Flavor Flav. Guy, which is the group made up of Aaron Hall and his brother Damian Hall. Howard Stern is from Roosevelt. Dr. Julius Irving, the basketball players from Roosevelt. Eddie Murphy and his brother Charlie Murphy is from Roosevelt. Clint Smith from Roosevelt. These are celebrities that are from Roosevelt. So Roosevelt is a very, a lot of celebrities have come from Roosevelt, I would have to say. Now we have Golden Grace. Anyway, guys, so, you know, you grew up in this home where your mom was all about the Christianity, the European influence on Jamaica, and you couldn't speak patois. You couldn't want to learn it. You couldn't ask any questions. You know, you had cousins but you couldn't ask it. Mommy would not allow it. Now, Daddy, he was from the hills of Manchester. So Daddy was a little different. Daddy was just raw. Daddy was raw. He would just say things that were so raw. He would always say, "Watch your company. You hear me? Watch your company." He would always say that. "Denise, you hear what me I say? Watch your company, Denise." And he would always say things like, "If you don't watch it, you're going to end up in a zero." He used to always say that one, I tell you. But we had Mommy that would say other ones, you know, like when trouble catch you, picnic shirt fit you. You know, in other words, you just never know when you get in trouble what will make things work out for you. You know, when you are in a difficult situation, even the smallest of the most inadequate help you would be appreciative of, even if it seems ridiculous. When trouble catch you, picnic shirt fit you. Of course, you guys know where I'm coming from, right? I'm a Yankee. So even if I grew up hearing these things, it didn't really matter, right? Because I'm a Yankee. I know I'm being segregated. You never see smoke without fire. Okay? Sometimes actions that appear to be trivial are actually indications of something much deeper. Okay? If you don't dance a yard, you can't dance abroad, right? You should conquer your own territory before trying to go someplace else. And there's different ways of understanding these proverbs, Jamaican proverbs, right? Cow never know the use of him tail until he lose it, right? You know, the cow tail that cleans off all the flies. You never know. Someone doesn't realize the value of something until it's all gone, until they lose it. So I want to hear some of you guys. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what you have to say about being, what is the term? What is Jamaican enough? I want to hear about that. I want to hear some of your Jamaican proverbs. I want to hear what you have to say. I the one about beg water. The first it says beg water can't cook cold skin. Beg water can't cook cocaine or cocaine. But my mother didn't say it like that. She always said beg water can't cook cold foot. Because you can't beg enough water to cook the cow foot, right? You got to keep adding water and adding water and adding water. So I have a girlfriend that put in her order for me to do some cow foot for her today. But she wants it for Thanksgiving. But I told her I'm going to cook it ahead of time and she's going to freeze it till next week because I'm going to be quite busy. So in other words, she's going to put that cow foot up. Guys, I have to say, I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun too. But I wanted to give you a little Tory time. Tory compy bump. I had to talk about this. I had to talk about our trials and tribulations of being born into a Jamaican family. Yeah, it's like I wanted to name my son a certain name. I wanted to name him Trevor. But I said, man, they messed that name up. Trevor. It's not Trevor. You know, the British way, I guess. You're not Trevor, but it's the other way. I don't know what that noise is right now, but I'm not going to look at it. Guys, I hope you enjoy your time with me. I don't know if I'm going to do a part 2. I think I might do a part 2 about some other nuances that are just for or about Jamaicans. Me growing up in that Jamaican home and that Jamaican culture. My dad didn't play. My parents were strict as all get out. We got beaten for everything. These days, you know, you can't do that to children. But they would, my mom, not really, but my dad, that belt was coming off. You couldn't be in the kitchen washing dishes and drop a dish. He would think that you were meaning that you didn't want to wash the dishes to begin with. And he was coming with that, you wretch. He was coming with that belt. I'm telling you, my dad was something. He was strict. Ooh, he didn't play. And all my friends that would come to the house would say, what is your father saying? I cannot understand what your father is saying. But times changed and times went on, because in the 1970s, when we moved into Roosevelt, it was different. You know, people didn't know about different people from other cultures, or especially from the Caribbean. But as time went on, in the 80s, the music started changing. And then you had those that were from Queens, and those like Heavy D, and you have Biggie Small. You have all these people that came along that are Jamaican. And so they started changing the culture, and then people wanted to all be Jamaican. Everybody wanted to be Jamaican. But I should have let them know, if you're not born in Jamaica, you're not going to be welcomed in. They all they had to do was get in touch with me, right? I would have explained it to them. I would explain how they would feel. I tell you. So times change, and then everybody in the 80s or so wanted to become Jamaican. So what is going on here? They love Jamaican food. They do love our culture. We're proud people. We have a great sense of pride, national pride, and loyalty to national. Just awesome. It's really awesome. I have to give it to the Jamaicans. Guys, I hope you got a laugh out of this. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can connect with me. I hope you were able to write some of your proverbs down in the comments and give a little bit of explanation, so when other people are reading it, they kind of understand what is going on here. So they don't feel left out. You know what I mean? You don't want them to be left out. You don't want them to feel that way. So anyway, guys, this is Golden Grace again. Love you all. Bless you all. Thank you for your support. Please subscribe. Please like. Please share. I don't want to sound like a broken record saying it. Just do it. Just do it. Just hit the subscribe button. Just don't sit there and watch me. Love you all. Until next time. Walk good. Bye.